You're muted. Good afternoon, everyone. We'll get started as soon as courtroom 2 joins us. Oh, there they go. Let's see. Ms. Champion,
Yes, sir.
can you hear me, Ms. Champion?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Judge?
Judge, can you hear me?
Courtroom 2, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me, courtroom 2?
Oh, you can hear me? No?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Can
yeah, I
anybody
hear-
else
I can hear
hear?
you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. For what is
Okay, I can't hear anyone.
Okay.
Is it just me or is it other people that?
We can hear you.
I hear you well. I hear everybody.
So his sound is out.
Can someone just chat the judge and let him know that we all can hear
I'm
him?
doing it now, Deputy Norris.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Okay, let me log off and log back on. Maybe it's me. All right, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear us? No.
I can hear everybody.
In my house.
Can you all hear me now?
Yes, Your Honor, we can hear you.
Okay,
Yes,
I
Your Honor.
apologize. I'm not sure what's going on my end. So let's see if we can get this to working. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. If anyone has an objection to having their case heard by video, let me know when you come before me. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We are providing you with the assistance of a public defender this afternoon if you choose to utilize their services. Who do we have? Who do we have first, Officer Norris?
This is gonna be position number 8, Miss Alexis Griffin, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Griffin, good afternoon. You've been charged in case 24 CR 003838F with battery. Is there a history? Let's see, who do we have on? Ms. Jackson? Are you with me, Ms. Jackson?
Yes, I'm sorry, I was having problems unmuting, Your Honor.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay, she does have 3 prior cycles. The last arrest was July the 27th, 2018 in East Point, Georgia for battery. It just stated that it was time had expired on July the 28th, 2020. She does appear to meet the criteria for UJR level 2 with a 79% chance of appearing for court and a 71% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. McConkey.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. How are you?
Well, thank you.
The defendant is accused of punching the victim, Brittany Hammonds, which caused the victim to sustain a black eye. The victim states that she was at the park when the defendant ran up on her, and a second person, Serenity Griffin, jumped into the fight as well. Our office has had a chance to speak with the victim, who stated that her and the defendant's children were friends. The victim stated that their children had an incident with each other, and the defendant was mad about it and took it out on her. The victim did confirm the events in the warrant. The state is recommending a $2,500 surety bond, no further contact with Brittany Hammonds, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Ms. Hammonds is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Afternoon, Mr. Cook.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Your Honor, my client is 26 years old. She's lived in the Atlanta area her entire life. She does have 3 children, 3 girls who live with her. She denies the accusations that stated in the warrant. There was some give and take with the kids. We would be seeking, we have no problem with I know for the contact with Ms. Hammonds, we would be seeking a signature bond through the jail, given her financial situation and given her history.
Okay, it'll be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Brittany Hammonds, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Griffin.
Thank you. Your Honor, can you break the bond down for me, please? You
I
said
only-
$3,000. I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Control.
Who do we have next?
Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 1, Marcellus Bishop.
Yes, good afternoon. You've been charged in case 24 CR 003830G with simple battery. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
He has 5 cycles. The last arrest was February the 1st, 2024 in East Point, Georgia for criminal trespassing. He does appear to have an open case pending in East Point, Georgia for the criminal trespassing, and he does have open cases pending with the city of Atlanta for criminal trespassing and obstruction of an officer. In addition to that, he does appear to be on probation in Clayton County for theft by shoplifting. That disposition date was January the 29th, 2024, 50 days of confinement and 12 months of probation. I'm sorry, Your Honor. And there's one misdemeanor conviction that was in 2023 out of Clayton County for criminal trespassing. He does appear to meet the criteria for UJR in level 3 with an adult co-signer. He's 20 years of age, and there is a 79% chance of appearing for court and a 55% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Thank you.
The defendant is accused of spitting on the victim Gidget Brewery, Bewry, as well as swinging his arms at her in an aggressive manner. The state's recommendation is a signature bond through pretrial services, no further contact with the victim, stay away from the incident location, which I have as 30 Alabama Street Southwest, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
If Gillette Brewer is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. Cook?
Conditions of the bond, we would be seeking a signature bond through the jail.
Is 30 Alabama Street, is that the MARTA?
I think so, Your Honor.
I will look that up. Yes, it does appear that is the 5 Points MARTA station.
Okay, so I'm just gonna have, he can use MARTA, but he's to stay away from the 5 Points MARTA station. Thank you, Ms. McConkey. It'll be a $3,000 signature bond through the jail, no further contact with Gillette Brewery, stay away from 30 Alabama Street, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Next, Your Honor, is gonna be position number 6, Jerome Gray. Mr. Gray.
You have to speak up.
Come on. I need you to get up. I tell you, you gotta get up.
Yes, it's a process you have to.
Good afternoon, Mr. Gray. You've been charged in case 24 CR 003836E with simple battery against a person who was 65 years or older or who was pregnant at the time of the offense. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
Yes, Your Honor, he has 14 cycles. The last arrest was January the 15th, 2013, with the city of Atlanta for driving while license suspended or revoked. He did receive first offender treatment in 1990 for dangerous drugs. There was no seal date listed in the GCIC, and he does have misdemeanor convictions. It's one in 2006 for disorderly conduct and one in 1982 for theft by shoplifting. He does appear to meet the criteria for UJR a level 1 with an 84% chance of appearing for court and an 80% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Cook. Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. McConkey.
No. The defendant is accused of throwing a blanket at and pushing his 95-year-old mother, Lamerrill Gray. Our office has had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Gray, who confirmed the events in the warrant and stated that she was not injured during this incident. She stated this has never happened before and she is not in fear of the defendant and is okay with the defendant returning back to the residence. The state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial services, no further violent contact with Ms. Gray, and 1-day anger awareness. And I would ask the court to sound for Ms. Lamerrill Gray.
If Ms. Lamerrill Gray is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. Cook?
Your Honor, we would not object to the recommendation with the exception of the anger awareness course.
Right, it'll be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. 1-day anger awareness, no further violent contact with Ms. Gray, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Gray.
Thank you. Great. You can go back. Next is gonna be position number 7, Joshua Green, position number 7.
Good afternoon, Mr. Green. You've been charged in case 24CR003837D with simple battery and possession and use of drug-related objects. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
He has 2 cycles. The last arrest was May the 23rd, 2014, with the City of Atlanta Police Department for possession of marijuana less than an ounce. There was no disposition for that arrest. He does appear to meet the criteria for a UJR through the jail, with a 91% chance of appearing for court and an 87% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Ms. McConkey?
Yes, Your Honor. Officers responded to a verbal fight call at the Hamilton E. Holmes MARTA station. Upon arrival, officers observed the defendant slap the victim, Sisay Yusofa, and I apologize if I'm saying that name incorrectly. They observed the defendant slap the victim in the face. Upon search of the defendant's person, officers found a crack pipe with residue. The state's recommendation is a signature bond through pretrial services. Stay away from the Hamilton Holmes MARTA station. No further contact with the victim. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Mr. Cook?
Your Honor, we have no objection to the conditions of the bond. We would ask the court to follow the recommendation of pretrial with the UJR through the jail.
Okay, the recommendation was through pretrial, Mr. Cook.
I'm sorry, I thought it was jail.
Your Honor, that it was through the jail.
Oh, okay. The recommendation from Ms. McConkey was through pretrial, right? Okay.
Yes.
For the simple battery, it's a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. For the possession and use of drug-related objects, a $1,000 signature bond through the jail. Makes for a total of a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from the Hamilton E. Holmes MARTA station. No further contact with Sisay Yusofe, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Green.
Yep. Your Honor, we have possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Was that NOD?
Yes, that was NOD.
Thank you. You done. Next, we're gonna go to position number 18, Mr. Kevin Schroeder.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Schroeder. You've been charged in case 24CR003847H with simple battery family violence. Is there a history?
He has 10 cycles. The last arrest was March the 29th, 2024, with the City of Atlanta for simple battery, family violence. He does appear to have an open case pending in Gwinnett County for criminal trespassing. In addition, he does have an open case pending with the City of Atlanta for simple battery, family violence. He does have prior misdemeanor convictions. It's one in 2018 out of Cherokee County for possession of marijuana less than an ounce. One in 2005 out of Tennessee for simple possession. One in 2004 out of Texas for possession of marijuana less than an ounce. He does appear to meet the criteria for a UJR level 2 with a 79% chance of appearing for court and a 71% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 754 Charles Allen Drive, where they met with the victim, Miss Ashley Smith. She advised that her and the defendant are in a relationship. They were having a verbal disagreement where the defendant pushed her to the ground. We have had contact with Miss Smith. Apparently, they have had a previous case together where she was the defendant. The state is very well aware of this defendant's history, however, so we will be asking for a $2,500 surety bond. No contact with Miss Smith. Ms. Smith has already been ordered not to have any contact with Mr. Schroeder as well. We'll be asking for no contact, a $2,500 surety bond, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. I'm not going to ask for a stay away because at this point, to be honest, I'm not sure who is residing where, but either way, nobody's to have contact with anybody at this point. If Ms. Smith is on the line, I would sound for the victim at this time.
Ashley Smith is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Afternoon, Ms. McLeod. Is this your case?
It is, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Your Honor, my client is 24 years old, so I don't know about the 2004 history. That may just not be him, but I did not hear that he had any violent convictions, and I don't believe that 2004 could possibly be him. So I think that history may not be his accurate history. My client does not have any significant criminal history, I will say that. And also he has no convictions, no violent convictions. So I would ask the court to consider giving him a signature bond so he can get out of jail. The state is not asking for stay away, but I do believe that the parties are in a relationship, Your Honor. And to my understanding, that is where they live together.
And just to chime in, he has a date of birth of 1980, so I'm not sure why 2004 he could have been convicted or arrested of anything. He would have been 24 years old with the date of birth of 1980.
I have a date of birth of 1980 as well.
Correct. So I don't know how we got to. I think the court gets my point. I digress.
Okay. Anything further, Ms. McLeod?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, it'll be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Ashley Smith, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, Mr. Schroeder.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 2, Mr. DeMarcus Carr. Position number 2.
Good afternoon, Mr. Carr. You've been charged in case 24 CR 003831H with battery family violence. Is your history?
He has 5 cycles. The last arrest was September 4th, 2023 in Fulton County for a failure to appear. The underlying charge was not listed. It just stated it was a felony. He does appear to have an open case pending with the city of Atlanta for possession of marijuana less than an ounce. There were no convictions listed in the GCIC. He does appear to meet the criteria for UJR, a level 3. There's a 76% chance he may appear for court and a 65% chance he may remain arrest-free. Nothing in addition.
Ms. McConkey?
Yes, Your Honor. Officers responded to the incident location in regards to a domestic dispute. Officers made contact with Brittany Turner, who is currently pregnant with the defendant's child. Ms. Turner stated the parties were having a verbal dispute and the defendant damaged the door frame and the kitchen by throwing milk and fruit around. The victim stated that at this point she became in fear for her safety and went outside when the defendant began to follow her. The defendant pulled her by her hair and attempted to drag her back into the residence. A witness stated that he did see the defendant dragging the victim into the home, and officers observed bruises on the victim's person. The defendant did admit to slapping the victim and pulling her by her hair, and he stated that he did so because the victim attempted to strike him with a stick, but there were no visible injuries on the defendant. The state's recommendation is a $3,000 surety bond, no further contact with the victim, Brittany Turner, stay away from the incident location, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And at this time, I would ask the court to sound for the victim, Ms. Brittany Turner.
Ms. Turner's on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so.
Hey, how you doing, Your Honor?
I'm doing fine, Ms. Turner. If you'll raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
I was gonna ask that he be allowed to come back home. I don't fear for him. My kids don't fear for him. We have a total of 4 kids that's living. Plus, I got one that we're getting ready to have. I really don't want to go through this process alone, and we're not afraid of him. We have disagreements or arguments. We tend to get loud, but he won't hurt me. He won't hurt our kids.
Has this happened before?
And my name is not Brittany, my name is Jamasia.
Jamasia. Ms. Turner, has this happened before?
No,
And you all live in the same residence?
yes,
And does he take care of his children?
yes.
Okay. Thank you for being here this afternoon, Ms. Turner.
All right,
Mr.
thank
Cook?
you.
You're welcome. Mr. Cook?
Yes, my client is 23 years of age. He has lived in the Metro Atlanta area his whole life. He is working as a landscaper and sometimes forklift driver. They do in fact have 4 children and 1 on the way. He is the support of his kids, and we would ask you to take heed of Ms. Turner's comments, and we would be seeking a signature bond at whatever level the court deems appropriate, but we would object to any kind of stay away or no contact, or no further violent contact would certainly be acceptable.
Okay. It'll be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2, 1-day anger awareness, no further violent contact with Ms. Turner, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Carr. You also, Ms. Turner.
Thank you. Next, we're gonna go to position number 13, Mr. Gavin Hade.
Good afternoon. You've been charged in case 24 CR 003848D with harassing communications and criminal trespass and damage to property. Is there a history?
Just a moment, please, Your Honor.
Okay.
He has 7 cycles. The last arrest was January the 8th, 2018 in Fulton County for driving without a valid license. There was no disposition for that arrest. He does appear to be on probation in Douglas County. It appears to be first offender probation for burglary in the 1st degree. And that disposition date was June the 1st, 2016. It was 3 years of confinement and 10 years of probation. He does have 1 prior misdemeanor conviction. It's in 2016 out of Douglas County for theft by receiving stolen property. He does appear to meet the criteria for it. A UJR level 2 with an 84% chance of appearing before and a 65% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched at 1925 Waycrest Drive, where they met with the victim, Miss Naja Smalls. She advised that her boyfriend came to her residence and stomped on her front windshield of her 2016 Nissan Altima, caving her windshield in. Then he sent her a text message saying, "You dead, BITCH word." The state is asking for a $1,500 surety bond to the criminal trespass damage to the harassing communications, a $1,000 surety bond. No contact with the victim, Ms. Smalls, to stay away from that Waycrest address, no weapon, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. I'm not sure if Ms. Naja Smalls is on the line, but we will stop for the victim at this time.
Ms. Smalls is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Afternoon, Mr. Ty.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Your Honor, my client is 26 years old. He has lived in Georgia all of his adult life. His last arrest was 6 years ago, and it was a traffic incident, and before that it was a theft. Even the felony, that was when he was 17 years old, Your Honor, and it was nonviolent. He doesn't have any violent history. He denies the allegations as stated in the warrant. He states, I haven't been able to speak with the complaining witness, but he states that he didn't call police. I see that she's on the Zoom call. I haven't been able to speak with her. He states that her co-workers called the police and that nothing happened. But Your Honor, I did speak with his mother. She stated that she would be joining the call, and she stated that she was at the house. I believe it was yesterday, and that the complaining witness has moved out, that she spent 5 hours there packing her things and moving out. So I would object to the stay away. I would ask for a signature bond through pretrial services at level 1. And no further contact with the complaining witness is fine, but she has moved out, so I do want him to be able to go back to his home. His name is on the lease, and she does not live there.
Okay,
And I think, I guess her last name is Shells, not Smalls.
okay. If Ms. Shells is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. You, of course, do not have to, but if you wish to, you'd have to unmute yourself, activate your camera, and I'd have to swear you in. Okay. For the harassing communications, it's $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. For the criminal trespass, a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Makes for a total of a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with with the complaining witness. He can go back to the Waycrest Drive address with law enforcement. If the complaining witness is not there, he can remain. If she is, then of course he necessarily cannot be there. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 14, Mr. Johnny Langley.
Mr. Langley, you've been charged in case 24 CR 003850G with battery. Your history, Ms. Jackson?
He has 48 cycles. The last arrest was February the 2nd, 2021 in Clayton County for criminal trespassing and obstruction of an officer. Those charges were dismissed on August the 30th, 2023. He does have prior felony convictions, one in 2010 out of Cobb County for possession of controlled substance, one in 2008 for forgery in the first degree, so another one in 2008 for 2 counts of forgery in the first degree, and there was one in 2001 out of Cherokee County for forgery in the second degree, one in 2000 for possession of controlled substance, and he did receive first offender treatment in 1999 for burglary. There was no seal date. I apologize. It was the first offender in 1999. It was burglary and aggravated stalking. That case was sealed December the 13th, 2018. He does have misdemeanor convictions. One in 2017 out of Cobb County for criminal trespassing, one in 2013 for simple assault, and one in 2009 for disorderly conduct, one in 2008 out of DeKalb County for obstruction of an officer, and one in 2001 for battering. He does appear to meet the criteria for a UJRA level 3. There's a 79% chance he may appear for court and a 65% chance he may remain arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 313 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, where they met with the victim, Miss Doris Coleman. She advised that her and the defendant got into a physical altercation over some wine coolers. At this point, he slammed her to the concrete ground. The state is asking for a $2,000 surety bond due to the defendant's lengthy criminal history. Stay away from that instant location. No contact with the victim, Miss Doris Coleman. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol while on bond. Not sure if Miss Coleman is on the line, but we would sound for her at this time.
Ms. Coleman is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 58 years old. He has lived in Georgia all his life. He tells me that he has been struggling since for over 30 years with homelessness, Your Honor. He does stay at the location 313 Ralph D. Abernathy. He stays there with his wife. They have a tent. This is as permanent of a residence as he's had. He states that he does have a mailbox at St. Jude's Church. He does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. Even the warrant states that this other individual who's also homeless came to confront him because she thought that he had stolen something from her. He states that she was the first aggressor. that she kicked him in the groin and attacked him. Again, he does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. I understand that there's some history, but my client cannot afford any bond. He does work on the weekends, parking cars, and makes some money that way. Any history that you heard, I heard very little, if anything violent, a simple assault in 2013, 11 years ago, and any other history, including the felony, 14 years old. And the other history is even older than that. There was a recent case 3 years ago that was dismissed, and that was just criminal trespass and willful obstruction. I would ask, in this case, he's recommended for a signature bond through pretrial services, and he can do that. His wife has a phone that they both share, but I would ask for a signature bond through the jail. The warrant states that this person came to his location to retrieve something that she thought that he stole from her, and he states that he was attacked. And I don't know if the state asked for a stay away, but this is the only place that he has to live.
Okay, it'll be a $5,000 signature bond through the jail, no further contact with Ms. Coleman. He can go back to the Ralph David Abernathy address as long as Ms. Coleman does not reside there. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you, Mr. Langley.
Thank you. Next, we have position number 15, Mr. Larry Matthews.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. While we have a slight intermission, I'm trying to find out if Ms. Heather Chapman, if I need to bring her to court.
If you give me 1 second, I can look into that.
Thank you.
The other one that's not on the calendar. Oh, Merit.
Well, I spoke to Ms. Chapman earlier.
And Ian, can you check
Yes.
on Barrett too? Cause,
There was NOD.
okay.
Yes. Ms. Chapman, yeah, it should be, unless AG McConkey NOD that Ms. Chapman. She's on my list.
Okay, did the DA didn't accept her transfer?
Oh, yeah, no, not at all.
Okay,
But yeah. So
then yes, she will need to be brought forth and I will file that accusation.
Okay, so I will make sure she comes. Thank you.
Okay, are we ready with Mr. Matthews?
yes.
Mr. Ty?
Oh, yes, Your Honor, I'm ready.
Oh. Okay, Mr. Matthews, you've been charged in case 24 CR 003849E with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
Yes, Your Honor, he has 8 cycles. The last arrest was January the 8th, 2023 in Cobb County for simple battery. That charge was null-prossed on July the 31st, 2023. He does have prior misdemeanor convictions. One in 2020 for criminal trespassing, one in 2018 out of Cobb County for criminal trespassing, one in 2014 for criminal trespassing. I think that charge is bail restrictive. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched at 6285 Littleton Drive in Union City, where they met with the victim, Miss Michaela Castile. She advised that her and the defendant had been in a relationship and residing at that location for approximately 2 months. Prior to this incident, they were having a verbal altercation where the defendant became violent and he threw her into a wall and dragged her across the floor. The state is asking for a $2,000 surety bond, a no contact with Ms. Castile, a stay away from the incident location, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond, and we would ask for the court to sound for Ms. Michaela Castile.
Ms. Castile is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 31 years old. He has lived in Georgia all his life, other than sometime in college in Kentucky. He was pursuing a bachelor's degree. He does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. I was not able to get in touch with the complaining witness, but he's fine with a no further contact. But I would I would object to the stay away. He states that she never lived there. If anything, she was just visiting on and off. So I would ask for the one-time law enforcement escort to confirm that she's moved out. He states that whatever she had, not that she moved in ever, but whatever she had there, she took with her, when she was leaving. He again does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. The most recent arrest in 2023 was null pros, and then any other history you heard is criminal trespass. He has in the past struggled with homelessness, which would explain those criminal trespass, but he has gotten himself back on his feet. He has a stable address at this location. He doesn't have anywhere else to go if he can't be there. The complaining witness does not live there. I know the state's asked for a $2,000 surety bond, but he is recommended for a signature bond through pretrial level 1, and that's what I would ask for, Your Honor. He can report to pretrial services. Nothing.
And we weren't able to make contact with the victim either, but I'm just referencing the warrant where she told Officer Nixon that they have resided there together at that location for the last 2 months, and that was the basis for the stay away, and that's directly from the warrant.
Well, I would just ask for a one-time law enforcement escort to confirm that she does not live there.
Okay, it'll be a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Ms. Castile. He can go back to the Milton Drive address with law enforcement to confirm that she does or does not live there. If she does not live there, then he can remain. If she is there, then he will have to find somewhere else to reside. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Matthews.
Pretrial release, but that's a. No, just check your mail in case you're called.
Come on, Matthew. Matthews.
Yes. Oh,
You're talking, leaving today, right?
Come on.
yes.
Okay, thank you, guys. You have to talk to them, listen to you guys as well. Thank you, Your Honor. You have a blessed day, brother. Happy Father's Day, God.
Your Honor, this is going to be position number 16.
Okay,
Mr. Mitchell, I apologize.
you're fine. Good afternoon, Mr. Mitchell. You've been charged in case 24 CR 003841G with battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
He has 19 cycles. The last arrest was June the 2nd, 2021 in Clayton County for battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Those charges were null pros on April the 15th, 2024. He does have prior felony convictions, one in 2014 out of Cobb County for 2 counts of aggravated assault and 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of a firearm during commission of a felony. There was one in 2009 out of Cobb County for aggravated assault and aggravated stalking and influencing a witness. He does have misdemeanor convictions. One in 2007 out of criminal trespass. One in 2007 for criminal trespassing. One in 2004 out of Cobb County for disorderly conduct. One in 2001 out of Cobb County for obstruction of an officer. And one in 2000 out of Lowndes County for a DUI. He does appear to meet the criteria for a UJR, level 2, with an 84% chance of appearing for court and a 65% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Walker?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched at 3110 Goppy Road, where they met with the victim, Ms. Louisa Daniel. She advised that her and her child's father resided at that location. They were having a verbal disagreement in front of their juvenile child with the initials MM. He did strike her in the face, leaving a visible not observed by the law enforcement officer who took out the warrant. To the 1 count of battery, family violence, we're asking for a $3,000 surety bond. to the cruelty to children. The third, $1,500 surety bond, a no contact with both victims, a stay away from the incident location on Godby Road, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol were out on bond. We would send for the victim, Ms. Daniel, who is on the line.
Ms. Daniel, if you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity. You, of course, don't have to, but if you would like to, it doesn't appear that she wants to. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Ms. Daniel.
Yes, sir. I'm Miss Daniel. Hello. Hello, Judge.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Daniels. Can you go ahead and activate your camera? There you go. Okay, raise your right hand for me. Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Can you come back on for me, Ms. Daniel? Okay, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Okay, so you swore affirm to tell the truth, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what would you put your hand down? What would you like to tell the court?
I would like to tell the court that I do not feel threatened by Mr. Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell is a very great part of my household. I love Mr. Mitchell. My children love him. He's free to return home because to be honest, sir, if he doesn't come home, the house does not work without him. So I need him to be at home. He's free to come home. I don't feel threatened at all by Mr. Mitchell, and neither do my children.
Did you call the police in this matter, Ms. Daniel?
No, I did not, sir. I'm not the one that called.
Okay. And has this ever happened before?
No, sir. No, sir. We've always had we have verbal disagreements, but it doesn't get to the point where I'm just scared and all of that. No.
Okay. Thank you for being here this afternoon, Mr. Daniel. Yes, Mr. Ty.
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 49 years old. He has lived in Georgia all his life. He is the father to 7 children, including 3 minor children, 4, 8, and 10 years old. He also has 4 grown children. He has been gainfully employed for almost 30 years, self-employed in fencing and construction. He does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. When I spoke with the complaining witness, I asked her about the injuries. She said there was no injuries and she doesn't know where that came from, that it was just an argument, a verbal argument. So so my client denies the allegations as stated in the warrant. I would ask for no violent contact with the complaining witness, and I would object to a stay away so that he could return home and his life. Happened April 28th, 2024. And I understand that you did hear some history, Your Honor, but the most recent case in 2021 was dismissed. And everything else that you heard was, 10 to 24 years ago. So I would ask for a signature bond through pretrial services. He is recommended level 2, but I would ask for that to be level 1. He is running his own business and has 3 minor children that he's caring for. Nothing further.
For the battery, there'll be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. For the cruelty, a $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. Makes for a total of a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. 1-day anger awareness, no further violent contact with Ms. Daniel, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Mitchell. You also, Ms. Daniel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Next, Your Honor, is going to be position number 19, Mr. Spalding. Position number 19.
Good afternoon, Mr. Spalding. You've been charged in case 24 CR 003843Y with 1 misdemeanor offense. This not something you all wanted to hold to the end of the calendar?
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, I was about to request, and yes.
Okay, well, we'll hold Mr. Spalding till the end of the calendar, if you all don't mind.
Your Honor, I apologize.
Next is going to be position number 21, Mr. Rufus White.
Afternoon, Mr. White. You've been charged in case 24 CR 0038445G with battery family violence. Is there a history? Jackson?
Yes, Your Honor. He has one prior cycle. The last arrest was December the 31st, 2004 out of Fayette County for theft, for theft of loss/mislaid property. He did receive a no-low contendory sentence in 2005 out of Fayette County for theft of loss, mislaid property. He does appear to meet the criteria for UJR level 1, with an 84% chance of appearing for court and an 80% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 2292 Polar Rock Road. They met with both parties. I believe initially this was a dual arrest, but upon examining the warrants and reviewing the report, it was determined that Mr. White was the primary aggressor. He was in a physical altercation with Miss Daisha White at that location. Miss White did have bruises on her person. The state is asking for a signature bond through pre-trial services, a one-day anger awareness, no contact with Miss Daisha White, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond.
If Miss Daisha White is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so.
I think she might still be in jail, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, this was originally dual arrest and then her case got NOD'd. Your Honor, my client is 51 years old and her daughter is actually Daisha. So it is father and daughter incident. My client denies the allegation. He is gainfully employed as a forklifter. He has been doing that for like years, Your Honor. As pretrial service recommended, I mean, he has no violence history whatsoever, and anything that happened was very, very remote. We would like to request for signature on bond through jail, preferably, and yet we have no objection to number one, level 1 as well. That's about it, Your Honor.
Okay, it'll be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1, one-day anger awareness, no further violent contact with Daisha White, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. White.
You'll pay no money. Yeah. Next is going to be position number 22, Mr. Kelvin Williams.
Good afternoon, Mr. Williams. You've been charged in case 24 CR 003829Y with battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
He has 5 cycles. The last arrest was November the 10th, 2022 in Fulton County for possession of a firearm during commission of a felony and possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute. That case appeared to be still pending. The case number appears to be 24 SC 002269. Appears to have an additional open case pending in Fulton County for reckless conduct. That case number is 24 CR 003430 and a letter Y. Those charges are bail restrictive, Your Honor. He does appear to meet the criteria for a UJR at level 2 with an 84% chance of appearing for court and a 71% chance of remaining arrest-free. Nothing in addition.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 1070 Donald Lee Hollowell Parkway, where they met with the victim, Miss Rachel Princess. She advised that her and her juvenile child were present at that location. Juvenile with the initials of WK. They were having a disagreement with the defendant that turned physical. He did knock Miss Princess to the ground. The officer did observe a cut on Mrs. Princess' person. The state is asking for a $2,500 surety bond to the battery family violence, to the cruelty to children, a $1,500 surety bond, a no contact with both victims, a stay away from the Hollowell Parkway address, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond, and we assign for the victim is Rachel Princess.
Excuse me, but what position is this?
I thought we were on Williams, no?
22.
Okay, I had different names. That's why I was questioning it.
Let me check. What names did you have, Miss
I
Bridgewater?
had Shawana Reynolds,
Okay, let me double check.
and I had an address of 965 Grant Terrace.
Okay, let me double check.
Hold on, Mr. Williams. Let them figure it out, okay?
Not too fast. 1 second. No, I have Princess Rachel and a juvenile of WK. That's my victims. Let me check this address.
Okay.
Yep, that's the victims that I have.
Okay, no problem.
Oh, you know what? He has multiple cases and multiple warrants. So Miss Reynolds was the victim on his aggravated assault. He had several warrants in his packet,
Okay,
and
okay,
she's the victim on his felony case.
okay, no problem. I'll just change the names on these and the address on this particular one. Thank you.
Kim? Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe his complaining witnesses are on the Zoom. So I would like to hear from them first because I was not able to interview them. My client didn't have any contact information for them. So
If Ms. Mitchell, Rachel Mitchell is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so.
I thought it was Angela and Brittany were witness.
Angela's my mom.
If anyone's on the line and wishes to address Kelvin Williams's case, now is your opportunity to.
This is Angela, his mom. I'm on the line.
Okay. So Miss Angela, if you'd like to address the court, I'll need for you to, and you certainly don't have to, but if you'd like to address the court, you'll have to activate your camera and I'll have to put you in.
Okay.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
The Donald Lee Hollowell address, that is his job. And if you're saying for him to stay away from his job because Rachel Princess went to his job and attacked him, that's how the whole altercation started.
Okay.
And he had several witnesses from his job who can testify to that.
All right. And so, all right. Thank you. Anything further, Miss Angela?
No, that was it. That was the only question you had for me.
Unless you'd like to tell me something else.
No, he just need to go back to work.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Kim?
yes, Your Honor. My client, Mr. Williams, is 26 years old, and he does reside with his grandmother. Your Honor, he has been here in Georgia for all his life. He is gainfully employed, working really hard. He was actually really well, good student when he was graduating from high school, 2015, and he still dreams to become a defense attorney someday. And I believe that he can do it. He just needs opportunity to study. He lost his father. He was going through a lot of financial hardships. So that's why he could not pursue his academic dreams. However, he's very responsible for his child and also his basically financial things. However, he does not have a lot of money to pay for the bond all of a sudden. I believe that there are 4 charges. 2 of them are misdemeanors, and the others, we do not have any information from our court. But anyway, we would like to request for signature on bond through pre-trial, whichever level Your Honor seems to be appropriate. Thank you.
In Your Honor, his open aggravated assault is with the same victim.
Is it Does
did.
did he go to court for that yet?
You his defense attorney, you have to tell me.
Did I say something, Your Honor?
No, please do not say anything. You have a right to remain silent unless this is directly related to the bond questions. I strongly recommend you to stay silent. We don't have to argue about the facts of the case.
Okay. So for the battery, it's going to be a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial level 3. For the cruelty, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 3, makes for a total of $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 3. No further contact with Rachel Princess. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you,
Thank
Mr.
you very
White.
much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Could I tell my mom happy birthday?
Yes, you just did, Mr.
Good job.
Happy birthday, Miss Angela.
Thank you. Thank
This is gonna be position number 23, Mr. Winters. Oh, boy.
Good afternoon, Mr. Winters. You've been charged in case 24 CR 003846J with 2 counts of simple battery family violence. Is there a history? Ms. Jackson?
Yes, Your Honor. He does not have any prior arrests on file. He appears to meet the criteria for UJR a level 1 with an adult co-signer. He's 19 years of age. There's a 91% chance he may appear for court and an 80% chance he may remain arrest-free. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, in this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 3200 Stone Road where they met with the victims, Miss Brittany Robinson and her juvenile child by the initials of JM. I believe he's 8 years old. Miss Robinson is the mother of the defendant and the juvenile is the defendant's little brother. He and his little brother were in a verbal disagreement, at which point he slapped his juvenile brother. His mother intervened. At that point, he punched his mother. The state is going to be asking to both counts of simple battery family violence, a $1,500 surety bond on each count, a stay away from the incident location, no contact with both victims, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. We have had contact with one of the victims, his mother, Ms. Robinson. I do believe that she is on the line.
Ms. Robinson, if you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. I need for you to, if you choose to mute yourself, activate your camera, and I'll have to swear you in. Ms. Robertson?
Hello.
Yes, is this
Hello.
Miss Brittany Robertson?
Yes.
Okay, can you activate your camera for me, please, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you raise your right hand for me, do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
He do have a history of anger issues. This would be his first time hitting me. I don't think he should be in jail. I think he need to get some help. And he did recently start a new job trying to get on the right path, but I guess I don't know what happened with that.
Okay, is he living in your household at the present time?
Yes.
Okay, do you want him to go somewhere else or do you want him back in your household?
No, I don't want him back. My mom said that he can come there.
Okay. And you tell me that he does have a job?
Yes, he does have a job. He just started. He's been working like 2 months.
Okay. All right, anything further?
No, sir.
All right, thank you for being here this afternoon.
You're welcome.
Yes, Ms. Kim.
Yes, may I please ask, Miss, I wanted to ask the mother of Mr. Wilters, may I please have your phone number? Would you please text me your phone number? Because your grandmother's number, he does not have any contact information for anybody. So I kind of need help for that. But anyway, my client is 19 years young, Your Honor, and as I said, he's gainfully employed, and he completed all his high school classes and waiting for his diploma to be mailed. He has not received anything yet. And he was living with his mother and two little brothers, but I guess he will be living with his grandmother from going forward. But he does have lots of anxiety and panic attack, and he is extremely scared right now at the jail. We would like to request for signature on bond level 1, as he is recommended for that. I'm not sure whether his mother is going to be co-signing for him, though.
Ms. Robertson, can you come back on the line for us, please?
Yes, sir.
Is his grandmother able to come and sign him out of jail?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and can you tell me what her name is?
Bridget Robinson.
Bridget Robertson, Robertson.
Robinson.
Okay. So for him to get out, she's gonna have to come down and sign for him, okay?
Do y'all so she just need to come down? Y'all don't need her contact number?
Yes, if you can are you able to place her contact information in the chat for me?
Yes, I will.
Okay, so if you'll go ahead and do that for me, Miss Kim will get that so that she can be in touch with her, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, ma'am. So for each count, it's going to be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with the alleged victims, stay away from the incident location, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
So that's a $4,000 SOB through pretrial?
That's correct.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Winters.
Your Honor, I guess we can go to ACDC.
Okay. Are you with me, Officer Milton?
If not, if you want to go back to 19, I can clear the courtroom, but we still have ACDC there.
Okay.
It's up to you, Your Honor.
Why don't you go ahead and clear the courtroom so that we don't, so we can go ahead and get that done.
And I think position 19 will be fairly quick, to be honest. So.
Okay. Again, this is Mr. Spalding, charged in case 24 CR 003843Y with 1 misdemeanor offense. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
He has 20 cycles. The last arrest was May the 19th, 2022 out of Chatham County for a probation violation. He does appear to have multiple open probation cases in Chatham County. One for felony theft by shoplifting. That disposition date is January the 7th, 2020. 9 years of probation in 7 months. And there's another case for entering an automobile and obstruction of an officer and theft by receiving stolen property. And that disposition date was September the 17th, 2020. And the term is for 9 years and seven months, 9 years of probation and 7 months of confinement. Does appear to have an additional open probation case out of Chatham County for obstruction of an officer and theft by shoplifting. That disposition date is September the 18th, 2020. 5 months of confinement and 9 years and 7 months of probation. So additional open case pending in Chatham County for theft by receiving stolen property and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. And false statements or writings and possession of Schedule II controlled substance, and forgery in the second degree. That disposition date was October the 28th, 2022. 2 years of confinement and 8 years of probation. He does have prior misdemeanor convictions. One in 2020 out of Chatham County for a P&I. Additional one in 2020 out of Chatham County for carrying a concealed weapon without a valid license. One in 2019 out of Chatham County for possession of marijuana less than an ounce. It's an additional one in 2019 out of Chatham County for theft by taking and obstruction of an officer. And there was one in 2018 out of Chatham County for theft by shoplifting and obstruction of an officer. That is a bail restricted offense, Your Honor. Nothing in addition.
May I please request to stop the live stream, Your Honor?
Okay.